The number 3 Green Hell car. Vervish there in third in the leading Audi. So it's Mercedes, from Audi. And then the first of the BMWs, Marco Wittmann, Rover BMW number 98. They have been sneaking their way up the order. They're up into fourth. They're in the hunt as well. We thought BMW had a difficult start to the race in the first couple of hours, but they're coming good now.
Yeah.
Bit of cooler temp now. We're down into 12 degrees ambient. The turbocharged cars, of course, both the Mercedes and the Audis are naturally aspirated. The BMW is the first turbo car, effectively, now, with the problems of the Fricatelli Ferrari, and the cool air will help that.
Yeah, and it's one of those twin scroll straight six BMW engines, isn't it? Whereas before, in the M6, used to be a twin turbocharged V8. And speaking of BMWs, one picking off Eddie Mortara there in the braking area for Tiergarten. That will be giving Marco Wittmann fourth position in the 98 Rover Racing BMW. And Julian Andlauer a couple of moments ago on the other Rover Racing BMW. So Augusto Farfus jostling for position with the 161, and where was Julian Andlauer going to go? I think he thought about going between the two of them there briefly. There was a touch on the rear left. Oh, and a massive touch. Talk about a headbutt into a yellow flag zone and a debris flag as well from Julian Andlauer on the rear of Augusto Farfus, who will not be happy about that. Drilling the rear of
TR. This is the car that's filled with Jean-Marc Finot, Jean-Philippe Imperato, Carlos Antunes Tavares, and Francois Wallace. They are all members, board-level members of the Stellantis group.
Sorry to cut across you. Just getting another viewpoint of Andorran driver Jules Gounon getting the flick out of Versiphon. He got a snap of.
I think we'll be going out again in the next hour. TCR Astra with the Stellantis management group in it. Too fast to the pit lane, that'll be a minute. Penalty next time. There we go, they come in. The 99 BMW, after a close duel at the Dottigehoe, Augusto Farfus was hit hard by Julian Andlauer in the 96 machine while braking for the Hochrein chicane. In front of a double yellow.
Flags
yes.
Well, yeah.
Hit hard in the rear, but managed to hold position.
Found one another. Yes, the BMW was trying to go around the outside and has obliterated its steering because of a slight misjudgment. It's left the Schmickler Performance Porsche in the wall. And was that the 102 BMW? It's the black and red. No, it's the 101 car. And there are now yellow flags, or at least white flags, covering this ailing Valkenhorst BMW at Schwabenschwanz and heading for Gaugenkopf.
What a shame. What a shame. The Schmickler, that's 5.62. They were the class pole sitter in the V.
This time we had a setup issue. It can be contact, it can be weather, it can be so many different things. But yeah, I mean, Manthey was heartbreaking to watch that happen.
Yeah, awful, wasn't it? Looked like the tyre came off the bead as he turned in.
Yeah, I don't know if he ran slightly off the track earlier in the lap. I didn't really see, but it's hard to understand how that would have happened otherwise.
Quite clearly clever now. Estra didn't know how it had happened either. You could see by his body language.
You know, it's about...
I'm nodding here because, you know, and it's not unique to you either, Peter. You know this, I know this, and you know, we've got Adam Christodoulou about to come and sit down and talk to us as well when we finish with you, and you know he will know exactly the same sort of stories.
It is. I mean, sabotage is a strong word, but that's exactly what happens because people care only about winning and they lose all proportion of what's, you know, right and what's wrong, and these things happen. And unfortunately for them, if they've raced against me and something like that happened, it'll be in there.
I've written it down.
I wrote everything down, you know. I wrote everything down.
Come on then, I want to know, is this going to be out for Christmas? Are we going to get it the early part of next year?
Do you know what, John? I've got a plan, which is a very amateurish plan, because I have never written a book more to motorsport than F1 or IndyCar or some of the more formulaic series, formulas and tracks that we all see every weekend.
A message from Aston Martin says, "Go and have a nice cup of tea." It says to you. When you're back in the car,
I'd have to. Can I just say, I'd have to get into that Aston Martin suite where all that tea is. By the way,
is it still there?
Yeah, well, I assume so.
All right, okay. There you go, Strangy.
He gained so much ground and there's been a driver change there as well, as Julian Andlauer pops out of the carousel and briefly tags the back of one of the Porsches. Easy to do. Andlauer has been a bit frantic, a bit erratic during this stint, during which
Didn't he run into the back of someone?
he ran in the back of Augusto Farfus,
that's
into
right.
yellow flags, into Tiergarten as well, yeah. Marco Wittmann was on a bit of a charge but could not hold back the number 4 Mercedes. Philip Ellis at the wheel of that for team.
It keeps you coming back.
It's just the best track in the world. Like, nothing compares to it. The biggest circuit we've got.
Michael Wittmann having a go round the outside of the...
And the thing is, we don't have that to spare because, like, this race is about who pushes it to the limit.
Ding ding, seconds out, round 2, as Phil Ellis is battling away again. And
Had to get that done before passing the intervention vehicle. Could not afford to be too abreast to going through that at Schwedenkreuz.